Okay. Just gonna wait for the people to come in a little bit. Oh, I got all the things on. Let's see. Cool. I had to make sure my earphones were on. Can you hear me, Toya Truth? Can you hear me well? We'll talk about our things and stuff today. Let's see if I got my cards. I do. I got them. I got my cards. I'm a little bit late. What am I, 10 minutes late? Oh, Lord. People going to be like, is she coming? I am here. So here we are. We're going to talk some spiritual tools today. We got Spiritual Tools Tuesday on today. How you doing, Toya? You got any questions while we're waiting? It's just you and me. You get to ask questions. Hey, Chuck, you can hear me. Good. Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to hear you. I got one person on YouTube and one person, two people on the Instagram. See if we get some of these Facebookers in the house before we get started. I'm a little chilly. That's why I got my scarf on. I'm a little chilly. It's a little chilly. It went from 80 degrees to like 40, and that's unacceptable behavior. So I got a couple of things that we're gonna do today. First, I'm gonna pull a card. I know it's a weird day. It is a weird day. Oh, did it drop fast for y'all too? Because it was not playing for us over here. We was kicking it hard in New Orleans with the sunshine and good times. And then all of a sudden I was like, where's my socks and my gloves and my scarf and my hat and my coat? Because it's cold. It's ridiculousness. Nobody needs it. Nobody needs it. Hey, honey, come on in here and talk to me. How you doing? Let's see what's going on Facebook. I'm gonna turn that up. All right, there we go. Now I don't have any Facebookers going on. All right, here we go. So welcome here on Spiritual Tools Tuesday. Last week we talked about, I'm a piggyback off of last week. Ooh, my glasses, they like, first of all, you're not gonna be able to see a god dang old thing. I'm a piggyback off of last week. Last week we was snatching wigs and telling people's business with what was it? You get to rewrite your narrative, showing up as your authentic self. Oh, she called me baby doll. Oh, I feel so special. Y'all don't look at my nails because they kind of messed up. Look at that. It's a goddamn shame. I can't keep up with everything. Now, so we're going to piggyback off of you get to rewrite your own narrative. I'm going to expound upon that a little bit and then bleed into you don't owe anyone your time or energy, cutting off toxic folks because they do come back. That's funny because I had a whole conversation this morning about toxic people and how they come back and how you can't find peace because right when you find peace, here they come with a new disguise. You'd be like, what? Oh my God, you've learned your lesson. And then they'd be like, no, I really didn't learn my lesson. I just put on a different disguise and I just snuck back in. And you'd be like, damn it, no. So let's just talk about what it means as you start to live your authentic self and live your authentic truth. And you start doing this work, because this work that we're doing, it does stuff. You know what I'm saying? It changes your vibration. It changes your experiences. It changes how you look at the world. Look, Sunday, y'all let me get through Sunday and I didn't do the what y'all drinking check-in. So next Sunday I'm gonna be like, what y'all drinking? Because I sure forgot to do our inventory of what drinks did you bring. I didn't even have a drink. I was so tired Sunday. I was so tired. So, we are all about, I told you in 2021, my goal is to get people to actually use their spiritual tools in a intentional way, in an informed way, and to be consistent. And so you recognize that the little things that we do, we may not even recognize that they are spiritual tools. I know, Chuck, I'm telling everybody to send in pictures of you using your spiritual tools. I forgot to post one. Somebody sent me a picture of a protection line that they put down. And I was like, oh, I'm putting that down. But the reason I'm doing that is because, people think doing spiritual work means that you got to have a cauldron in your backyard and you need 3 more of your friends, and that one of them got to have a wart on their nose, and somebody got to have a big pointy hat and be like, and that is not spiritual work. That's not what it is at all. And so I want us to start really recognizing that, like for my friend Chuck over here, his spiritual tool that he probably don't even recognize as a spiritual tool, or maybe he does, is exercise. Being out there, being out in nature, running, walking, doing those things that get you centered. When you're taking that breath that you have to do when you're being cardio, when you're doing your cardio, or the breathing that you do when you're stretching and stuff, all of that helps you to center. Oh, he said he does know that's a spiritual tool. Exercise is a spiritual tool because it allows you to release some of the negative energy that you pick up in your daily activity. A lot of the times you can use that stretching, Chuck, will help you to get in tune with the spirits that are trying to give you messages. I used to walk every morning. Man, I miss that. I used to walk every morning for like an hour. And in that time, I would work things out, work them out. I'd be talking to my ancestors, talking to my spirit guides, and they would be, I started to recognize which one was who. I came up with the system to understand who was talking to me, all of that during my exercise time. So, value those things, those as spiritual tools. Those are your spiritual tools. Being able to take a moment out one of the things, I don't have it on with me. I bought a essential oil bracelet. And they have these little pads that you can put essential oils in and then clip it in. It's kind of like a locket that you put on your arm. And then you could put the different essential oils on there. So like when I'm feeling stressed or I need energy, like I was really tired one day, so I put lavender in it. I put lemongrass I put lemongrass that day when I was tired, because lemongrass energizes you. So every day there's something different that you can do that will help you to be more intentional about including herbs, candles, colors, spiritual breathing, and nature into your life, right? Music, that's a spiritual tool. Dancing, that's a spiritual tool. So, we got all these things that we have access to that we don't necessarily use because we don't realize that they have power, and they help us through our challenging times. So I want y'all to start thinking outside the box. That's why we have the whole post your spiritual tool hashtag spiritual tools Tuesday thing. And I realize, I'm new to all of this, so I'm trying to hit the ground running, that you got to tag Mama Lewa. So at Mama Lewa on your spiritual tools pictures, so that we can all benefit from different ways of using our spiritual tools. Now, as you start to do that, hey, Monica, I was late too, girl. I got here at 8:10. What? Oh, Lord. So as you start to make these changes in your life, no worries. I got fat fingers too. As you start to make these changes in your life, you're going to vibrate different. We talked about that last week, about how when you start putting yourself first and you put your desires and your goals first, you start to resonate differently and you become something different to other people. And, you got to recognize that as you become lighter, as you start to pray more, as you start to vibrate higher, as you start to look at what you're eating and look at the herbs that you're ingesting, you're going to feel different to the people that's around you. And we all know that light attracts dark, right? Light attracts dark. And so people who are hurting, people who are broken, people who are toxic will start to resonate or start to gravitate towards you, because you're a source of healing energy. Like, that's just how it goes. And so you have to learn how to create stronger boundaries. I recognize that the more blessed you are, the better your boundaries got to be. The more blessed you are, the more protection work you need. Just think about it. Like, I think for me, one of the visuals that I had was like, when you do spiritual work, it's like you have on a suit coat that's covered with like 20 and 50 and $100 bills. Like you just walking around thinking you got a coat on, but everybody else see the currency that's on your jacket. They see the money, and you can't just walk around just regular like with your money coat on. It's going to be people who's trying to rob you. It's going to be people who trying to get close to you so they can snatch a couple of $100 here and there. And that's how it is when you're working on your energy. It's people that's just like really trying to siphon off that energy, and you may not even recognize it because you're so blessed. You know what I'm saying? You're so blessed and you're working so hard to be at peace. That's why it's so dangerous to be out here thinking that you can just be a light worker, because there is dark in the world. There are people who, just because you're at peace, it makes them like target you. You know, it brings in jealousy. It brings in envy. It brings in attacks. Like, it's messed up, but it's the truth, right? And it is draining. It is, you know, because you constantly got to be on your guard. Well, sort of. You think you constantly have to be on your guard. And so that's why we're talking about, you know, changing how you look at the world. Hey, Divine Rebirth 8, how you doing? So that, you know, you're doing, hey, Shakira, me, hey, I'm gonna wave at you. Ooh, yay, she right back. Thank you. Anyway, this is the little things that I live for. So we start to recognize, hey, I'm a dede. Same. I usually have a work call at this time, but I might go to the YouTube side. It looks lit like VIP. Come on over to the YouTuber. You're welcome on any platform. So those of you who are on the other platforms, I am on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube. So I'm trying to get it together. Anyway, so this is where it becomes important that you're also doing, I see you just switched over there, I'm a 202 on YouTube. This is why it's important that we set boundaries. Your no arm got to be strong, you know, and the more you are blessed, the more you got to be able to tell people no. The more you have to be able to know what your goals are, to know what your direction is, because people will sidetrack you. You know, and you become an asset. And if you don't even recognize that you're an asset, you don't even know you're in danger. You know, I remember way back in the beginning when I was first, you know, starting the spiritual work, and we started talking about jealousy. And I was like, why would people be jealous of me? I ain't even got nothing. You know, at that point, I didn't even have a car at that point. I was riding my bike. Like, who could be jealous of me? I got a bike and an apartment. That's all I got. And it made me understand that jealousy has nothing to do with what you have. And if you are not cognizant of your gifts, if you're not cognizant of the blessing that you are to people's lives, you will not recognize when you are in danger. Okay, hold on. Yes, been using spiritual herbal meditation to change the energy attitude at my job. Amen and Ashe. And had a breakthrough today. Actually got an apology. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's the work. That's that work, man. You know, oh, wait, I had a testimony. I did. A challenging task when you think you're a fixer of others' problems. That's first and foremost what you need to fix, which is the fact that you think you're a fixer. And this comes from a fixer. I'm a fixer. We are not here to fix people's problems. And a lot of times when we think we have to fix people's problems, it does two things. It keeps us stagnant because we are using so much of our energy to fix other people's problems. 90% of the time, people who did not ask us to fix their problems. And then we wonder why people don't appreciate us. Because like, I did all this, I sacrificed all this so that I can make things better for you. And they'd be like, I ain't even asked you to do that. And you in the way. And you'd be like, damn, oh, how dare you? I was just trying to help. So that's one. But number two, a lot of times when we fix things for other people, we are stagnating their growth. We are prohibiting them from learning their very important life lessons. Because when there are no consequences to what you do, sometimes you keep doing things because there ain't no consequences, right? So if you coming in making shit, you know, softer for people who are making these decisions that are detrimental to their well-being, are you really helping them? So there's that part. And I ain't speaking nothing I ain't lived. I'm speaking my own truth. And it just happens to resonate because truth is truth. You know what I'm saying? So, we have to, this is why, I am a proponent of using spiritual tools, especially these, because, it keeps us from being our own worst enemies. You have your personality traits. There are things that we do that just who we are. I'm a fixer. I am I'm the life of the party. I'm the savior. I'm the matriarch. All of these titles that we carry. And that's what I was saying last week about you get to decide if you still want to be that. Hey, Sunshine Negro Hard 6. Oh, that is the best name ever. I'm sorry. You just won the internet, Sunshine Negro Hard 6, because you got the best name. Anyway, so, we have to ask questions. Even if we don't use tarot or crystal divination or things like that, we have to sit with it and ask, is this wise and in my best interest to do this? Is it in my best interest to help this person? Is it in my best interest to fix this situation? And then we got to ask, is it in their best interest? The easy way, taking away the pain, is not always the best thing to do. And that's something that we in this society, we have to kind of rectify in our minds. We think if you love somebody, you make their life easy. That's what love means. Love means that you never have to say, I'm sorry. That is just dumb. Love means that you are supportive of people. You honor their choices. You let them live their truth, right? But hey, Donna. I'm telling Donna done snuck out of rehearsal. The spiritual tools. Hey, I'm here for it. Yeah, you gotta be selfish. And it's not really selfish in the sense, because we've been taught that it is a negative thing to be selfish, and it's not. You should be honest in your selfishness and communicate what your choices are to people that your choices affect. But you still have to live your truth, right? And you get the right to say yes or no to whatever that thing is. You get to choose that, right? So wait, let me get myself back on point. Today we are saying blah blah blah. Oh, I done lost it. I don't even know what we're talking about today. So y'all really about to get off the cuff. Oh, here it is. We're talking about you don't owe anyone your time and your energy, and cutting off toxic people. And so as you decide who you are, because every day we get to decide, am I going to be the same thing I was yesterday? That's the beautiful thing about living this life. We get to choose. Like you could be the hoe yesterday and today be the virgin. It works. And can't nobody tell you what you can and what you can't do. When you get tired of carrying the burdens of whatever these choices are that we made, when you get tired of living that life, you make changes. If you get tired of, being the pack rat, man, you start like throwing shit out. You get tired of being overweight, you stop eating and start exercising, but you have to get to the point where you get tired, right? And then when you make that decision, people are going to, push on you, and you're going to get that pushback of, yesterday you was this, why you not this today? When I wanted to, lean on you, you was there, and now all of a sudden you're not there. You drawing this boundary, you tripping. No, you're not. You're not. You get to redefine what that thing is that you want to be, right? So I was telling you about my breakthrough. So, sometimes one of the reasons we do, or I advocate for divination, not just because I do readings, I do readings all the time. The benefit for me is that it helps me to get out of my own way. Sometimes the way that you think you're going to respond, you think is the good way to be. You think it makes sense in your head. You think, I done planned this out and everything. Sometimes that's the worst thing you could do, and it will cause yourself more trouble than if you had checked in to see what the best response is. That's why I try not to, especially with important decisions, I'm leading in with my cards. Why? Because like in my mind, especially on a full moon, when you PMSing, when you're emotionally attached to something, when you have something at stake, you are not objective. You're not. You're easily swayed in the direction of what you want to do, right? But them cards don't give a damn. They don't care about what you want to do. You could be like, is it wise and in my best interest to, snap off? I'm gonna tell you, I used to, I recognized my pattern. I recognized my pattern, which is I would break up with a guy. Every breakup I ever had was during my period. Every one, without exception. Every divorce I had, every breakup I had was during my period. Because when you're on your period, when it's a full moon, when you are emotional, that little voice in your head be like, first of all, they think you stupid. And, as many times as you just said, blip, dop, the bloop, they should know better. And what you need to do is just snap out one good time, and they ain't gonna play with you no more. And then you be like, you know what? You are absolutely right. And even if you in your mind, like, well, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm overreacting. That voice when you're emotionally attached to something, or when you feel angry, or you feel violated, or when it's a full moon, or when you PMSing, that voice in the back of your head sounds reasonable. And you will react when you're not supposed to react. So, when you're afraid, you ever like talk yourself up, like maybe you got to have a difficult conversation about something that is bothering you, and because you're not used to, or you don't want to step on toes, or you don't want to offend nobody, then you kind of tiptoe around it. You don't speak your mind, you don't speak your truth, you just kind of let shit slide. Then when you finally say something, it's not just a conversation. Now you done flamed up. You done flipped the table and set the house on fire and all that. And it didn't even take all that, but your fear and your discomfort has fueled that conversation. Getting a reading will help you to balance that. Hold on, pause. It's not selfish to strive to be the best version of yourself. That is true. It always made me bold, and then I could blame PMS. Yeah, but see, like after PMS is gone, that's when you get the sheepish face. Like, yeah, I did say all that. I mean, I ain't mean all that. Hey, Ronnie. And hey, Reggie, how both of y'all doing? And so, hold on. I keep that bitch gagged and bound in the recesses of my mind. She is dangerous. Man, please. I didn't cuss out a bunch of folks on my period. That thing ain't nothing nice. So now what I do is I check in. I got to have a check-in. And I ask, is this me or is it them first? Then I ask, what is the best way for me to proceed, so that I always know spiritually I'm walking in the right space. Because, what you have up in here ain't always what's true. So I had the situation where I had this very difficult, challenging conversation. And I was dreading the conversation. I was dreading it. I was like, man, this gonna be volatile. The other person gonna, buck up, and now I'm gonna have to dig in. It's not a valid excuse. I would not go down with like that. Your PMS will have you out here looking crazy, and for real, because when it's gone, if you do snap out during your PMS, and afterwards when everything then died down, you still like. And that's what your hands get. Then it was probably valid. But like me, 90% of the time when my PMS was gone, I'd be like, damn, I overreacted. Especially when it'll be something that I thought was going on. And then I got some more information and realized that it wasn't at all what I had figured it out to be. In my mind, my 1 + 1 turned out to be 37.3. And that's not accurate at all. So I had to figure out how not to keep putting myself in the trick bag, as my mama would say. Don't put yourself in the trick bag. And so I had to figure out how to check myself. Hey, Odd Goddess. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Mr. Murray. Hey, little baby. How you doing? And Ori Unlimited. How you doing? I'm saying hey to you. What she said, oh. Most of the times I was holding on to it anyway, and PMS pulled the trigger. That's true. That's true. I'm not even going to front. That's true. You know, PMS and your emotions, your and because I can PMS, full moon, and anger and fear. Those things kind of walk hand in hand. Because, you know, we feel like we're not being heard. We feel not like people aren't taking us serious, and they're not understanding that, you know, the changes that we've been asking for are not happening. And so now I got to get real grimy with it so that you gonna hear me. But all I'm saying is check in first, you know, have some kind of check in. So here's my story. So I was worried about the conversation and how the other person's reaction would fuel my reaction, and then we was gonna be bumping heads. So I had for 3 days just like talking it up in my, hey Louise, you here? I thought you was doing something, Louise. Did I see you posting that you was about to do something tonight? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Anyway, so in my head, I had ran this situation in my head, and I was like, oh, this is going to be difficult, and I was really dreading the shit. So normally what I do, you know, because you know how you dig your potatoes, and then sometimes you get in it and you just jump in with both feet and just come out swinging, and whoever get hit. That's just how it go, right? So instead of doing that, I'm just telling y'all what 51 then taught me. 51 years of this volatile self that I am. Instead of going at it through this, you know, you can't always talk through everything. You can't always like push with your mouth. I know that sounds nasty, but that ain't what I mean. You can't always talk it out. Sometimes you have to go through the spiritual route. You have to go to your ancestors and take the situation to them and lay it at their feet. You have to go to if you got warriors, you got to lay it down with them. If you have orishas, you got to, you know, ring that bell for a shroom. You got to shake that rattle and take it to them so that they go before you. They set the tone. They clear the obstacle. They temper the people. So that's what I did this time. I didn't even speak on it. I just took it to my spiritual entourage. And I said, you know, what is the best way for me to proceed in the situation? And they was like, you know, just, you know, they was giving me instructions. And it was funny because I was going to go have the conversation. And this is why we got to be mindful of our connection to spirit. You know, if something is not happening and you're saying, I need this to happen, and then it just don't happen, and you know, you got obstacles in your way, sometimes that is your spiritual entourage telling you this is not the time. Hold on, we're doing something right quick. So I need you to move out the way. So this was one of them times when I was like, okay, I'm about to go have this conversation right now because I got my courage up. I got my plan. I'm gonna go right now. And when I tell you every road that I went down was blocked, every time I turned down the street, it was a traffic jam. I went down the side street, more cars. I tried to go. I said, well, I'm gonna go back and backtrack from the way that I drove and come up. Hey, Claude, come up the other way. Cars. And I said, you know what? It must not be meant for me to have this conversation tonight. And so I went home. And I sat down and I spent the rest of the night just like, well, because in my mind, I was like, it got to go down on today. This the only day it can go down. It's got to go down today. And I was like, okay, let me see what happens. Now, this is me. I'm just telling y'all what I've learned over the years. I have learned that if I try to do something this way, that way, this way, that way, and I keep getting blocked, let me sit down and be still. So that's what I did. So it made me wait until the next day to have the conversation. And when I tell you that conversation, when I finally had it, was so smooth. It was so smooth. It was the total opposite of what I had prepared myself for. It was so kind and understanding, and the person was patient. And they saw my side. They gave me more than I thought I was asking for. They was accommodating. Like, it was all of that. And it was because, and I swear this is my testimony. It was because instead of just forcing my way with my will and my voice, I put my people on. I was like, hey, come on, ancestors. I took it to my ancestors. I took it to my spirit guides. I took it to Oshun. And I was like, y'all, I need this. This is what I need. This is what I'm asking for. I don't want more than what I deserve. I just need y'all to walk in front of me. And they fixed that thing in a way that I never could have. I never could have. So when we be thinking that we were talking about being the fixers in our other people's lives. First of all, what we do is we limit our own power to manifest solutions in our lives and in the lives of others. We underestimate the fact that spirit has a better solution than we could ever have. So when we think we got to fix it for people, we are forgetting their own spiritual power. You got to walk in faith. And sometimes faith means you got to take your hands off of it. You got to take your hands off of it and allow them to come in and put in the solutions that need to be put in, but they can't do it if you're in the way. Hey, Bahati, how you doing, mama? Your name be throwing me off every time. I be like, Hatiba. 212, so then I be stuck. So when you're drawing these boundaries, when you are trying these new things, it builds up that faith muscle, and it makes you recognize, wait, you done left YouTube and now you on Instagram. She on all the formats. You better do it. So, so I done got hot. I'm old, so it don't take nothing for me to get hot. Like, first of all, I'm burning up. I'm sorry, y'all. I be trying to look cute for y'all, but some days my hair be like, I'm not on that. Anyway, hey, Carly, how you doing? I mean, Carly. Sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting hot. Watch. See, look. Next, I'm gonna take my shirt off. Y'all gonna be like, I ain't no spiritual tools is like that. Yeah, sometimes it get like that. Hot. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Jesus be an air conditioner and a fan, Lord. Anyway, so while I'm like burning up, y'all tell me if y'all got any questions. I can't give you hearts on YouTube. Call and response. Super Black. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. I need my hearts. I be needing to know that y'all here with me. Y'all got some questions about spiritual tools? While y'all doing that, I'm gonna pull this card of the day for Spiritual Tools Tuesday. We did a prayer on the prayer for Sunday. I'm going to put that on my Facebook page. I'm going to write it out on Facebook. So if you're not already friends with me, oh, thank you. She said I'm beautiful. I ain't got to try. That's what I'm talking about. So if y'all not friends with me on Facebook, go to Facebook so that you can get the prayer from Sunday. I'm going to put it up there so that you can use it for, we were talking about getting cooperation. And that's also what I mean by going to spirit and not always trying to talk. Like, what we be doing is like, I just want to have a discussion with you. I don't like what you're doing. It's making me feel a kind of way. I need you to change your behavior. I need you to change how you're dealing with me. And sometimes that's not a conversation you need to have with the other person. Sometimes what you need to do is talk to your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And tell them, I don't like the way they treat me. I need y'all to work on that. And they be like, okay, we got you. We're about to fix all that right now. I got the answer. And you be like, damn, they fixed that quick. I could have never fixed it that way. And sometimes you don't have to lose your friendships and lose your relationships if you let them do it. Let's see. Oh, yay. Today's card is the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. I like him because he's sitting on top of the world. That's first and foremost. He's sitting on top of the world. Four of Pentacles is about having enough. Now, remember what I said. When you work on your spiritual tools, and you're doing the stuff that's going to bring your blessings in, you need security. You need security. You see how he's holding tight? He got his feet on his money. He got his arms wrapped around that one, and he got one on his head. You need security when you got blessings. When you have ample resources, when you have more than enough, when you are a beacon of light, you're bigger than life for people around you. You need your security up. Who is that? Hey, Christopher, you made it. Christopher got on YouTube. Come on. I'ma say that's the Capricorn coin clutch. I know it. Mine. Now the thing is, and this is why we use our spiritual tools. This card is kind of like a balancing act, because it is possible to hold on too hard, right? So you got to know how to balance the give and take of your resources. And we're not talking, pentacles are about money, but we're not just talking about the resources in our pockets and in our bank account. We're talking about the spiritual resource that we have. So that healing energy that you have, that light and love that you walk around, all of that, that's a resource. The ideas that you have in your mind, those people that can always figure out a way out of a situation, that's a resource. Those people that can always make people feel better when they come around, that's a resource. That's a resource. And you need to recognize that you are a resource to people. And that's why you have parasites. Oh, shit. You see how that slipped on out there like that? And that's why you have parasites. Like, wait, did she just say, what the hell? What? We were just doing good. What happened? Besides meditation and praying to them and thanking them, how do I use my spiritual tools? Well, thank you, goddess, for that very pertinent question. I ain't even pay her to do that. She said that on her own, but it's a great segue. So here's what I mean when I say spiritual tools. Hold on. I got to put my hair on the side. There we go. Okay, that's for the thumbnail, because my thumbnails always look like this. Because I'll be in the middle of saying something and they'd be like, here's a picture for your thing. Anyway, so spiritual tools. They are prayer, meditation. So we know that. Being out in nature. So being around trees, being around water, being in the grass, being on the sand. These things, first of all, it soothes us. It helps us to get our center, but it also takes away energy. Just like plants, when you breathe out, the plants take the carbon dioxide and then they give you some oxygen. You're going to breathe that in. Same thing you do with your energy. So there's actual releasing of negativity that happens when you are in nature. Spiritual tools, herbs. So the foods that you eat is a spiritual tool. And I don't mean this in the eclectic sense. I mean that each food, each herb that you have has a vibration. It does something. So if you start looking at it differently, you're going to use it differently. So, my evening cup of tea is not just, oh, I like the taste of tea. Tea is wonderful. No, I need chamomile when my anxiety gets up. I need lavender when I want to calm my mind. I take honey when I'm trying to sweeten up my life. Like, you start thinking about how these vibrations are interacting in your life. Candle work, when I'm feeling, I need to put my prayers up. I need clarity. I need something like that. I'm going to light me a tea light candle. And I'm going to do that before I go to bed and just sleep with it. If I need to clear. Oh, shit. Come on. Tell me about it, Monica. Monica say her Fitbit is a spiritual tool. How does that work? Tell me how you make it. I love y'all so. How you make a Fitbit a spiritual? I'm gonna wait for Facebook to let her answer the question, because it's a lag. But your candles. I like to look at my tea light candles as like a quick and dirty way to signal to the universe that I'm trying to get some attention. I need some help. It's like a SOS, right? My longer candles, the 7-day candles, are for things that I'm really trying to clear up in my life that might take a little more energy, that might take a little bit more time. That's how you're using candles. You're using the colors. All of these are spiritual tools. You're using the colors and the energy that it vibrates. So red is for passion, or inspiration is for, speeding things up. Green is for growth, is for health, is for money, so you're using all of these and you're layering them. And you're going, like, first it's going to feel awkward, that you turn into these spiritual tools. But the more you use them and you see how they manifest in your life and how they are moving obstacles, and you don't have to fight as much. We are taught that you got to get somebody straight. You got to, let them know. You got to fight. You got to move. You don't always have to do that. You can conserve some of that energy, have a whole lot more peace in your life. Now, I want to talk about something Christopher just said, which is vampires of spirit. And they are real. So, we know about vampires. We see them in the movies. Vampires suck your energy. And when they finish with you, you are dead or you are like them. And that's a real vampire. There are real vampires like that. And what they do is they take your energy, because energy is transferred. You've seen them. You've had I had a conversation with the energy vampire, right? A few minutes ago. Hold on. I take a walk every day to get 10,000 steps in. Oh, I'm so jealous. I be wanting to get 10,000 steps in. I get away from the folks and get all that heaviness off me. Amen and ashe. That is exactly how you use spiritual tools. You have to be more intentional about fitting them into your life. You got to schedule them in. You got to put them in your planner, like you would if you had a meeting at work. You got to figure out 5 and 10, 15 minutes. You gotta figure out where's your 30-minute break. Are you really just gonna sit and be on Instagram the whole 30 minutes? Are you gonna be on Instagram 15 minutes and then go outside for 15 minutes? Like, you gotta start moving things around, right? So energy vampires, when you finish talking to them, you feel drained, right? People that dominate the conversation, people that don't validate your point of view or your contribution to the conversation, people who always need your attention and your solution, and they always got a problem and everything is horrible, and they just want to talk to you about it for like the next 2 hours. People who don't take a breath those are energy vampires, and what they're doing is they're sucking out your attention and your energy through word. Like, this is the most powerful tool that you got. And when they finish talking to you, they feel energized. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's real. Sometimes it's like, their lives are falling apart and you're the stability in their life. But them being in your life is breaking out your foundations, right? That's, that's when you have to have the boundaries. That's when you have to look in your mind and figure out, how do I do what's best for me in this situation, right? And we don't always have the strength to break away from. Think about how hard it is in the movies to break away from a vampire. Once they lock in on, then they start talking to you. You ever hear some of the movies? They'd be like, don't listen to his voice. His voice is the devil. It's because vampires know what to say to you. They know how to talk to you. So you'd be like, well, wait, maybe I'm tripping. I shouldn't have been mad at you. You're right. I should be more reasonable. No, I understand that, sometimes it's hard out here for you, and I need to be more. And now you're stuck. You're stuck. That's an energy vampire. Yes, you had a friend like that, Hatiba 212, and you had to let her go in 2020. And I bet you feel a whole lot more peaceful. Shit. You be having to let people go. And like, energy vampires will cry real big tears and will make it seem like you're the one that's the problem, and that you're the one that's like doing something to them. And really it's them that just wants to hang on your spirit. That is not good. It's not good. And how do you know if you are around a vampire? You recognize that there's no reciprocity. And hell, sometimes there is still reciprocity. Like, maybe they give to you, maybe they give you money, or maybe they always pay for lunch, or maybe they, sometimes there is reciprocity. But what you have to pay attention to is how your spirit feels when you finish talking to them. You can always tell people no. You don't have to, and that's really the point that I wanted to make tonight, is that you get to say no, and people have to adjust, and it's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, um, when you decide I don't like the way this feels, that's a valid enough reason. I don't want to say excuse, a valid enough reason to remove yourself from people, places, and things for you to stop doing things that don't make you feel good. And how do you recognize when you're vamping off someone else? When you're vamping off someone else, then you feel like you have to have them. And we got to get to the point where we understand that there is more than one way to fill a hole, literally and figuratively. Because that whole I gotta have this person, I gotta have this solution. It fosters vampire type behavior. Woo, feel that. Recently learned how to stop disrespecting my spirit. Yes, because there in faith, it's faith that allows you to walk away from what you thought was the only solution. That's faith. That's what real faith looks like. Just enough to keep you on the hook. They won't kill you right away. Slow poison. Come on now, because they can't kill you. A parasite needs his host to stay alive. What? What? A parasite needs his host to stay alive. Because you can't suck off of something that dies. The fuck? Did she just say what I thought she said? He just about a bitch. So my parasite might feed me sometimes. Yes. Your parasite might help. You ever have somebody that steal your money and help you look for it? And then give you $10 out your own money that they stole. That's what parasites do. This type of shit they do. Man, look, it's hard out here. These folks out here stealing from folks and shit. Here, I got $20 for you. And it's your $20. Ain't that about a bitch? That's how parasites are. So when you find yourself like fretting, and this is hard, what you agree with, Faye? Hey, Faye Butler, what you agree with? I be saying a bunch of stuff. Don't be done. Don't be done, Ori Unlimited. Don't be done. I ain't nothing nice. So here's the thing, because we got to check it in ourselves when we are being vampires, because it's easy to be we always saying that other people are vampires, other people sucking off our energy, and other people is using us, but we be using people. When you get hooked on to that dude that like is not good for your energy, but that's the only dude, that's your way out. I gotta have him. You're being a vampire. When you're like the only solution is coming from that person, I need you to give me my money. Ooh, like if somebody owe you something, and this is hard, because sometimes it's better to let shit go than to keep going and beating your head up against a wall that's really hurting you. Faith is going to allow you to understand that this thing that you're letting go, and I'm going to use the example of somebody owing you money. Sometimes people borrow money from you and they don't pay it back. You ever had that happen to you? I know that probably just happened to me. I know that don't happen to none of y'all, right? Sometimes you loan somebody something and they be like, I'm going to pay you back on Tuesday. Then Tuesday come, and in the back of your mind, when you loan them their money, you knew good and goddamn well they was not going to pay you back on Tuesday. Because the last 3 times you loaned them some money, they did not pay you back on Tuesday. But your dumb ass still there loaning them money, right? So you loan them money, and Tuesday come, they don't pay you the money. And so what you do is you hound them. You call them, man, you won't give me my money. You gonna give me my goddamn money because you said you're gonna give me my money on Tuesday, and here it is next Tuesday. You ain't getting my money, and it's the 3rd time. And so now you're in this energy exchange. You're arguing back and forth with a person who you knew in the first place was not gonna give you your money back. But now your ego is attached, and your anger is attached, and mostly it's ego. I can't even front. It's your ego, because you're like, you're going to give me my money back. And so it escalates and it escalates to a point that sometimes you wind up arguing real hard, real deadly, real vicious over $10. And it becomes, the solution becomes much more costly than what you actually lost. That's vampire energy. That's I can't let go. That's like I'm gonna suck this situation dry until everything is gone. When really what you should have done was release. Release and go to your people. So you take it to your ancestors, you take it to your spirit guides, you take it to your oshas, and you say, hey, this person has crossed me. This person took my money, and I need y'all to deal with that. And I'm gonna take my hands off of it so I can live in peace. And then watch what happens. And then that way the solutions don't have nothing to do with you, first of all. You ain't gotta expend that energy. You don't have to be attached. You don't have to be a vampire. You can allow, that's what they're there for. You can allow them to move and shake the way you need them to move and shake. And it may happen the way that it happened with me, where it's resolved in a way that you never even could understand. You never could have fathomed, because your people got more power and foresight than you have with your mouth and with your hands. So you ain't got to fight it out. You ain't got to argue it out. You ain't got to stalk and be angry. You ain't got to demand. You ain't got to fight. You ain't got to fuss. You ain't got to do none of that shit. You just have faith that the thing that you needed, because really what you was trying to get was that $10, right? So put your prayers up for what you need. I need the $10. Oh, okay, we got you. So here, take this 10, then take 10 more to make up for the headache that you had. And then the universe starts to fill in the holes. You don't have to fill in the holes with your determination and your fist and all that. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to beat your head against the wall in a situation that was not going to change. You know what I'm saying? So let your ego go and understand that there's more than one solution to a problem, right? I don't know. Y'all still here? Everybody still here? This makes sense? Hey, a black sister, how you doing? Somebody said, yep, this makes sense. We have to be mindful of what we put our energy into, which fights we choose to fight, because that also affects how we vibrate. Instagram folks, y'all might get cut off because, I think Instagram just give you an hour on this thing. And it is 9:01. I started at 8:10, so we got about 8 minutes. So, when we're using our spiritual tools, the way that I am professing it to be, it's about our lives and how we make decisions. It's about how we bring peace into our lives. It's about how we use our resources. It's not about, you can do a money ritual and get some money. Like, yeah, that's part of it. But really, it's about finding peace and living your truth, right? And avoiding hey, India, and avoiding people and situations that drain you. I'm sorry, y'all. Mojo Pete is having a whole fit. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Mojo Pete is my cat. And she was like, I need this door open right now. Chocolate. So, thank you, Monica. She said I'm talking good stuff. I try sometimes. So let me end on this. I have 6 minutes to talk about this. We get to decide what relationships we give energy to, and the people that we choose to carry with us, because we're carrying them with us, we have to decide what the fare is. How am I expecting you to reciprocate in this relationship? What am I needing you to give in this space so that it justifies the energy that I'm giving to you? Because otherwise you're being a vampire. I'm giving, and you're taking, right? Energy vampires are not appreciative of the energy that you give to them. So they become entitled, and they expect that you're going to continue to give, even to the detriment of yourself. They're going to expect that you continue to give. And when you start to back up and you say, hey, I need some of this energy for myself, check and see what their reaction is. If their reaction is, oh yeah, that's cool, because you got to take care of you. So, I'm going to be here when you come back. Let me know if there's anything you need. That's a reciprocal relationship. When they start with the, oh, now see, You always, you ain't never there when I need you. What about, you've been doing this, and that the whole time, and I expected that you was gonna do this, and that. Like, what about me? I need. When they start doing that, that is not a. That's a vampire. That is a vampire. You need to be mindful of people who are angry because you are taking your energy to enhance your own life. That's a red flag. And what you get to do, you don't have to cut them off, but you do have to draw a boundary. You have to be able to be strong enough to say, "This is my energy. I get to do what I want." Oh, thank you, Faye. I'm glad you are resonating with this because I this was like this real time. I'm working through this, now. So it's okay to say, I'm taking my energy and I am redistributing it in my life. I got to focus on my finances. I got to focus on my stability. I got to focus on my love. I got to focus on those things in my life that bring me happiness. Because look, I'm going to tell you the hardest lesson I ever had was when in my 30s, I lost my mom and my dad in the same 10-year period. And I got divorced twice. And what I learned is who really is in your corner. Because when you're going through it, them people, them parasites, them vampires, they don't be nowhere around. Don't be nowhere around. And then you got to do all that shit by yourself. So learn to stand on your own 2 feet when it is time to redecorate your house. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're like, hey, I got to knock this wall down over here from my childhood that's bringing me pain. So I'm going to be like a little quieter now. I'm going to be, taking, instead of calling you every morning at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be taking walks in the park because I need that. So I'm not going to be able to be here for 9 o'clock. Look and see. Are they going to be like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to walk with you? Or is there anything that I can do? Or I'll be here when you come back from your walk and maybe we can talk it through. That's somebody that you need in your corner. But if you find somebody that's constantly bucking up because you needed your energy, that is not a friend. That's not a friend. That's not a family. That's somebody that you need to be like, okay, I got to do this and I don't know how you're going to deal with it, but you're going to be all right. And what they're going to do, they're going to say, oh, she's selfish. He's mean. She's inconsiderate, if they fake, all of that. It's okay. It's not up to you to decide how people are going to react to what you're saying. That's not up to you. You can't fix that. You can't make them see you. I used to hold on to exes for long times because I wanted them to know I was a good person. That I was reliable, that I was understanding, that I was kind. And even after going through all of that, and being extra mindful about how I say stuff and blah, blah, blah. In the end, the narrative is still up to them. They still get to say she wasn't shit. She was mean. She was a bitch, whatever. So then I learned, oh, that part ain't up to me. I don't have to figure out what they're going to say. I just have to live my truth. And the people who are supposed to be with me are going to be with me. So y'all remember that. You just live your truth and live it in kindness. Live it peacefully and communicate as much as you can what it is that what you're doing, and especially when it affects other people. But you still got to do what you got to do, right? And it helps and it makes it easier to do it in alignment and to do it with kindness and with love when you are using your spiritual tools, when you are meditating before you speak, when you are checking in with a reading here and there, when you are doing the things that help you to stay connected to your truth, then it's easier to walk this line. All right. So I'm going to see y'all Sunday at 7, same places. We're going to do our Sunday check-in so that we can start our weeks off right. We're going to have our drinks. Now, I forgot to talk about our drinks Sunday, so y'all got to remind me. We're going to have our drinks for Sunday check-in. We have our drink. And then we're going to do our prayer, and we're going to do some kind of ritual so that we can have a spiritual tools kind of Sunday so we can get our week started right. Don't forget to take pictures of your spiritual tools. So if you lighting a candle, if you putting down your salt, if you are meditating, if you're exercising, take a picture. You're going to tag at Mama Lewa and put hashtag Spiritual Tools Tuesday, because that's what we're doing. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Alana. I'm so glad you did. Yeah, I didn't even know you was here. All right, y'all. So that's Spiritual Tools Tuesday today. I hope it was good. Please share this. Please like this. Send it to your friends that might need this message. I'm gonna see you with my drink, Alana. I'm gonna have it this Sunday. I had forgot last Sunday. Pull up your drink, India. Come on, I'm gonna see you on Sunday. Yay! Please post yours, please. Tag me at Mama Lewa and hashtag Spiritual Tools Tuesday. All right. All right, y'all. And I'm taking y'all stuff and making a little meme out of it. And I ain't put nobody's name on it because I don't know who all want everybody in their business. So I just put your pictures up and I put your little saying if you said something. Like if somebody said I use my meditation tool and now I don't have to kill people at work, then I put that with your picture, but I don't put your name. So there we go. All right, y'all. Peace. Mwah, mwah. Don't look at my nails. Mwah, mwah. Mwah. All right, I see you. Oh, now you want to come in here, Nicole. Really? You is late. How you gonna come in late? We be here at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on Tuesdays. I love you too, girl. I saw you sending me messages too. I'm finna go read them now. Anyway, bye, y'all.